We're back. We're back for finally episode 2 of Money Talks. It feels weird to fucking say it myself. Money Talks. The off the cuff podcast where we're not gonna really fucking think about it and we're just gonna talk about shit. Like, I don't even really have too many points to talk about. It's gonna be it's raw, son. It's raw. I mean, who does? I mean, come on now. Come on now. It's gotta be raw. It's gotta be raw every time. Nothing but raw. WWE, SmackDown, Raw. Yeah, but so I thought this time we would talk about how motherfucking ludicrous ludicrous the world is today. And at least from my perspective and why I think that's the case. And why that may be. But I will also preface this, last time I fucking rambled for an hour. This time, I'm gonna try to fucking keep it down, keep it to a fucking some sort of a minimum. I'm thinking maybe like 30-ish minutes. Or just however fucking long. I mean, I don't know, maybe it'll be 10 minutes. I don't know. But it's just fucking, I don't know how you fucking do podcasts. I mean, it feels fucking pretty unnatural to be like, hell, alright, let's get into it. But, yeah, I think like the world is pretty crazy. You know, of course we got all the things we got going on here in the great big United of the States. And you know, you got all the wars happening. You know, there's fucking several wars going on. I mean, you got Christians being absolutely murdered in Africa. You got, you know, Ukraine. You got Iran. You got, Afghanistan is controlled by terrorists right now. I don't know, not too many people fucking talk about that. Like, there's an entire country right now controlled by terrorists. But, I'm just saying. The world is out of whack, son. The world is out of whack. There's another country that is completely controlled by a fat 5'3" little fucking Asian man, and then he's basically just holding an entire country hostage. And the world just fucking lets him. And we just go, oh, this is how it is. This is how they do it over there. And we just go, cool. The world is fucking bananas, son. Especially, you know, when you go online, you know, and you read comments, you see people posting, what they're talking about, what they care about, what they're interested in. And it's just, it's sad. It just makes your fucking heart hurt. You're just like, oh my God, this is how people are. You know, like, in 2026, there's still so much, like, hate and prejudice and racism and just the lack of open-mindedness, the lack of experience that people have. I mean, it's crazy, you know, and when you see people like that, I genuinely believe the root of all of that is just two things, kind of, but really, the nice version is they're just sad. Right? Like, they're just probably fucking miserable in their life. They're not probably happy where they are. They're not content. They're not, like, you know, they don't have confidence for what they'll do or you know, it's just a spiral of negativity is a lot of people nowadays. And I think that also comes from just, you know, being on the fucking internet all the time and being in that world, being in that negative, toxic space that is the fucking internet nowadays. I mean, and I say this as someone who makes content. I make gaming content. I mean, you would imagine if you didn't understand shit, you'd go, oh, you know, it's just people playing video games and having fun. There's no way that's fucking toxic. There's no way that could be toxic. Everything is toxic. It doesn't matter what industry or niche or whatever you're probably talking about, probably a good majority of fucking people that are just toxic little monsters. And again, I think that just really kind of stems from misery and, you know, just hating yourself, hating life, hating everything, and just being so hateful and negative and, you know, pessimistic about everything. So it's just, it cultivates to this crazy level of just like hatred and negativity where you go online, you see all these people that just like, they just spew hate. You go to their page, it's just hate. It's just, I hate this, I hate that, fuck this, fuck that. It's just, oh my God. Like, you would think today, because of all the information we have, because we all have a tiny little fucking box in our fucking pockets that can tell you basically anything. And now they have AI in it. You can sit there and just talk to your phone. If you just ask your phone questions. I mean, I know Siri has been around for a long time, but I think with the AI and the new kind of Siri or whatever you want to call it, way more advanced. It's way more fucking bananas and crazy to be like, just go to Google. And instead of Googling shit, you're just asking Google AI or whatever the fuck it's called. And just, boom, information. Here's all this. Here's fucking, when you scroll down to the bottom of the Google page, it literally shows you 1 out of fucking 2 million results. I mean, obviously no one's going to take the time to go through 2 million goddamn results. But I'm just like, that's how much information's out there. That's how much shit that we have. And my other point was the not so nice is either people are like that because they're miserable, or they're like that because they're stupid. And again, yeah, that's why the nicer one is just be like, you know, they're miserable, give them grace, give them the benefit of the doubt. They probably just are not happy, and that's why they're like that, because that's kind of how that works. I think another side of that is, you know, people who, I think I'm trying to say like in a nice way without just being super blunt, but I mean, yeah, people who kind of lack awareness and whack, they are whack, but they lack, you know, understanding and the ability to understand things that they don't understand, you know, and the willingness to understand things you don't understand, and all of that, and to willingly accept that you don't understand that, and to so it's, you know, there's a lot of people out there, I feel like, that are kind of in that world now. You know, they don't want to accept their faults. They want to seem perfect. They want to live life as they see a lot of life lived on social media, and it's flawless. It's fucking, I'm on the beach all the time, and oh, here's my fucking, I'm fucking jacked, and here's my shredded fucking six-pack of my big cock, and they don't show the reality of that they're on fucking all the peptides and TRT, or oh, that bitch has a fake ass and fake titties and fake lips and fake this and fake that, and so it's all a facade, it's all smoke and mirrors, and a lot of people fall for that, so they want to live life and not make mistakes, and fucking just be hot and smart and dope and just badass and tough and like everything. Everything you see in movies and TV shows and what you hear in music, that's just what people want to do. They don't want to they don't want to just live life. They don't want to just be a human being. Everybody wants to be this fucking like, I'm perfect, I know so much, I'm so awesome, I'm fucking, oh my God, what, like just ridiculous, like just absolutely ridiculous. And again, I think it does really stem from just unhappy. They're unhappy. They're unhappy, or maybe even fearful, you know, so that kind of collects in you and comes out as anger and hate and you know, I'm so aggressive and quick to fucking lunge at something and just bite and take bites out of it, like, because you're sad scared, all of it, regretful. I mean, whatever you have it. But I think generally, when you look at the world and you look at how people are, that's, I mean, you try to think of other reasons. You go, I mean, yeah, you mean you could think of like the little itsy bitsy parts of people's lives that have bothered them, and then they've carried that, and they've never dealt with that. They've never accepted that, or whatever you have it, and they're still walking around with all this fucking weight, and it's weighing them down, and then they're scared of life, and they're not content, so they're just walking around like a fucking, they're exhausted. You know, they're exhausted, and that's why they're so angry and just like, fuck everything, like a 16-year-old that just sits in your room listening to fucking heavy metal, just fucking, don't talk to me, leave me alone. Like, they're basically that, but whatever age. Because they're just scared, unhappy, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you have, and I feel like that really is that, but then also, you know, those who do lack some intelligence, I mean, let's not beat around the bush. Usually those people are kind of mean. You know, I mean, people who lack experience in life and lack experiencing other things outside of their bubble, outside of their tiny little bubble of life that like a mine you're stuck in and you've never left. You've never actually fucking stepped out over here, stepped out over there, and tried other shit. So you don't understand. And the lack of understanding could be viewed as stupid or whatever you want to view it as, you know, of course. But at the end of the day, it does kind of boil down to this. It's a lack of experience. It's a lack of understanding other things outside your bubble. But with everyone on social media and on your phone, and you have your algorithm, right? Like, I think people always forget that too, is that it's your algorithm, dude. What you go online and see is not what everybody else sees, right? That's not the world. That's the world that you have now built through what you like and what you comment, what you engage with. Because, I mean, I've seen it firsthand. I've had my feed be, as much as I don't want to say it, on Facebook or something, like people getting unalived or something like that. And you're just like, oh shit. But if you tell the fucking app that I don't want to see this no more, I don't want to see that, when you see videos of puppies and kittens, you're like, oh yeah, like, comment, engage, save it. So the algorithm changes. So it is up to you what you see on your algorithm. Like, it is entirely like, that is up to you, and you have the power to change that if your algorithm is something you're like, this isn't making me feel good. But on that note, you have to have that awareness. You have to have that self-awareness, which I think again goes back to a lot of people today don't, right? They're not self-aware enough to be like, there's doom scrolling for hours, you know, watching people get unalived, watching all the terrible things that happen in the world, watching things about war, watching war videos. And I'm a victim, not a victim, but I'm guilty of all of this too. So I'm not trying to say like, oh, everyone else is fucking stupid and I'll sit here and tell you what to do, bitch. No, I'm guilty of all of it too. I'm guilty of all of the above. You know, and that's how I know. And that's how I know, like, it's not good. Because you definitely get off of those scroll moments feeling negative, right? And if you can't, you know, if you don't have the ability within yourself to kind of flush that out and kind of just be like, oh, no, like, that's just what I saw on this little device. It's off now, and now I'm living my life, and that doesn't, that's not a part of it. You know, if you can't do that, and now like your world becomes what you're seeing on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, you're just like, oh my god, and it is hard to. Again, I'm guilty of all of it as well, but you have to catch yourself. You have to have that self-awareness of just like, oh, this is not good for me. Like what I'm doing is not good for me, and it's not making me feel good. And there are other options where that could not be the case, right? Like that's also the thing. Like I'm hurting myself. I'm doing something to negatively impact my fucking mind. But I'm also on a device that could do the opposite. You know, like you can only watch motivational videos. You can only go search up those fucking videos of dogs greeting people after they haven't seen them for months or whatever, and they're all fucking jumping on it. Like, those are videos that innately, for all of us as human beings, make us feel good. Right, so if we're choosing to watch that shit and focus on the fucking news that's just all negative and all these fucking people died and fucking kids died and everyone's dead, it's like, yeah, if that's all you're absorbing, that's all you can also kind of put out into the world again as well. Like, you're not, all that's inside of you now is like the stress that you have for your life, the anxieties or whatever you got going on is now layered with all this bullshit you're seeing online. So now you got to think of it like, in my 24-hour day, how much of it do I just feel negative? How much of it do I just like, you have that weird little fucking storm inside you? But again, that takes self-awareness. And that again goes back to, right, people who maybe aren't that developed or whatever you want to say again. You know, they struggle with that. And of course they do. I mean, you can't expect them to not struggle with that. But again, I think honestly, I mean, that is kind of what I'm getting at when you know, when you look at the world and you look at how crazy it is and how miserable people are. That's what it seems. But I want to make this point as well, because it is just as important, is that is also most of just the world that we see on this device. Right, like you're talking about war and all this crazy, like just crazy shit that if you let that fill your mind, it's just gonna be bad. You know, it's just gonna be a world of negativity. But if you actually go outside and talk to people and interact with, you know, local people and people of different cultures and people of different types and people of all walks of life, and you talk to them and you learn that everyone really does have more in common than we don't. Even though, you know, oh, you're Republican or I'm Democrat or you're black, I'm white, or you're brown or yellow or fucking purple, green, and blue or whatever the fuck. But we do actually have a lot of things in common because we're humans. We're all the same fucking species. If you go out and watch National Geographic, all the cats are alike. All the kind of dogs out there are very similar, even though they're different. You know, they look different. They're from different places. They eat different foods. All different. But we all still call them dogs. We all still call them cats. We look at a cheetah and a lion, we go cat. We look at our cats at our house, we go, that's a cat. We don't call it something completely fucking different. And it's no different for fucking human beings. I don't know why it should ever be that way. Right? I mean, I feel like racism is a whole nother fucking conversation in itself, but I think that truly does stem from being a fucking idiot. And that's just how I view that. And maybe you don't agree with that, and that's fine. But I think most people who feel like that towards an entire group of people, which is not even reasonable, because there's so many of those fucking people, I know damn well you haven't met all of them, so you're just making shit up. But again, it's go back to it. The world is different out there, right? If you actually step outside, get the fuck off social media, most good people aren't on social media fucking causing problems. That is a fact, I think. I mean, at least in my opinion, I guess. Good, level-headed people are not posting shit on social media they know is gonna fucking get a rise out of people. They know it's gonna fucking start an argument. They're not going on posts, fucking commenting bullshit, starting arguments. They're not doing that. They might be doom scrolling, of course. They might just be scrolling themselves, but I think most good, decent people, I mean, they might be commenting, maybe they interact, but it's not negative. They're not feeding the negative fucking zeitgeist of the world with more fucking negativity. They're usually the ones that are like, you know, kind of positive and kind of go, no, we shouldn't think like that. Like, there's plenty of those people out there too. And I think also, you know, I'm just going to say, like, that is also important to highlight, is that, you know, there's a lot of shitty people out there. There are tons of stupid, whatever you want to call it, poo-poo caca face motherfuckers. There's plenty of them. Millions. Billions, probably. But there's also so fucking many amazing people, great-hearted people that genuinely are good people, not just this facade that we show each other, the face I put on, like in your heart and soul and your fucking bone marrow. You are a genuinely decent fucking human being. There are plenty of those out there too. Right? So again, I feel like this whole thing kind of boils down to, you know, kind of what I said before with the algorithm. It's just, it comes down to you. It comes down to what you absorb and what you focus on and what you care about. Right? Like, if I'm caring about all this negative, hateful shit, you can't really have too much fucking energy to love things and be grateful for things and to be appreciative and to, you know, to look at the beauty of the world. It's hard to do that when you're just filling your fucking space with just hateful shit. But again, I feel like that just, again, comes back to the whole topic of this conversation, is like, that's what makes people shitty. That's what, when you go online, you see so many shitty people, or if you go even out in the world and you see so many shitty people as well. All of that. It's a good show to be like, you know, you could give them grace and just look at it as, you know, they're unhappy, or they're dumb, or both, or one or the other, whatever. But I feel like a lot of the world today obviously wouldn't be that way if people, on average, were just more happy. And I feel like the way society is set up today, and everyone's got to go to their fucking 9 to 5 that you probably won't fucking like, or whatever the fuck, and we got to do this all the time, and we live life for the weekend. So, I mean, 2 out of the 7 days a week, we're kind of ingrained to enjoy, and the rest of that is terrible. If you look at that fucking mathematically, I mean, that is a terrible fucking percentage of your life that you end up liking. If you really do hate your job, you hate your fucking life, and not even that, you can't find, you know, the glass half full version of what you got in life. You know, and as hard as that can be, it's not as easy said and done as most things are. But, you know, it's just, to truly be that way makes all the difference. And, you know, I think that there's just a lot of people out there that just aren't. So they're just living a cycle of life that they hate, and they feel that it's inescapable, and they're so negative and pessimistic anyways, they feel like they'll never escape, and they think that this is just going to be my life, and this is it, and then, you know, that unfolds into everything they do or say or anyone they interact with, and now they're just a piece of shit. And you got millions and billions of them motherfuckers walking around the earth doing that. And I feel like, you know, and that is just, and I think it all kind of stems from the fucking internet, honestly. I mean, as much as I like the internet, as much as I've used the internet my entire life, I've grown up with the internet, you know, we've kind of been that generation that kind of had like no internet for a little bit, but then like most houses had a computer after a while, and we had internet, and it was. I'm not even that old. I was born in 2000, but I feel like I still saw a moment where like kids primarily we still went outside. Even though we had video games, we had the internet, we still went outside and did stupid kid shit. So I feel like that is also gone, and I feel like that's also a problem with younger generations. But I feel like that's something else for another episode, huh? But I mean, yeah. Hey, it's about 30 minutes. I feel like I hit every point that I wanted to hit. I mean, I feel like that is at least my view of why I guess people suck. Why some people suck, and why as those of us who don't suck as much, I think it's kind of our job in society to give those people grace, and to maybe as pessimistic and unwilling to fucking change or do anything different than they've ever had done might be. I mean, it's still our job as the people who understand that is the best for us, them, and everybody. You can help them. You can at least try to help them. And if it's probably not gonna. I'll tell you right now, it's probably not gonna fucking work out. But you can try. I feel like that's what it kind of comes down to for the people who do understand, the people who do get it. And when I say that, I just mean people who get life. And as broad of a fucking statement and vague as that is, I feel like some of us who understand. And I feel like that's kind of the only way I can put it. Like some people get life, right? Some people get the game or whatever you want to call it, refer to it, think of it as. Some people get it, and some people just don't. And I think, at the end of the day as well, that is kind of what it also boils down to fucking molecularly, I mean, is that. People are just, it leads people down the wrong roads, and then you just end up being a shitty person, and you don't even know it, because your whole world is shitty. Everything is shitty in your mind, and everything is shit. It's like that South Park episode. Where I don't totally remember, but something happened to Cartman or somebody, and he thinks that literally everybody who's saying something to him is just spewing shit out of their mouth. Literal shit is flying out of their mouth, and he's just like, ew, like that is kind of what you become. You become just a shit spewer. Like it's just negative and hateful, and it's a slippery slope. Because then you just get worse and worse and farther into the pit, and then the farther they go, the less they fucking can see, because the darker it is. Whatever metaphor you want to fucking place on it. I'm just saying. I think, there's a lot of shitty people out there. I think that there always has been and throughout time. But I feel now with the internet and with the capability of us knowing things and seeing information, we see those kind of people, and those kind of people are often sometimes the loudest as well, because the decent people are just kind of sitting off to the side doing their own thing, while all these fucking shitty people attack each other and tear each other apart. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, fuck. I think if I said any more, I'd probably be rambling, even though I probably already have been, really. I think, I would say. I mean, yeah. The world's a fucking crazy place. But, for those of us who get it and we understand how to navigate this chaotic experience of an existence, whatever we have, I think, it's just everything is the way it should be, right? I mean, we can learn so much from those who are shitty and are terrible people and who don't want to change and who don't want to see things differently ever or just want to stay who they are and who they've always been and never adapt, never evolve, never anything. I mean, we can learn a lot from them, right? As those of us who aren't that way, right? We can look at that and then look at, their life and how unhappy they are and where they are and kind of see that as a testament to just like, yes, being that kind of a person doesn't generally lead to any sort of notable fucking success. I would imagine, of course, a fucking evil prevails too. Satan does fucking plenty of work on this earth, but God always has the last say. And that was something I told me. That was some total point that I wanted to make in this video too, but I thought that maybe, with the whole point of it, I think the world lacks a lot of faith. I think there's a lot of people that don't believe in any sort of religion, and I think that also leads people to go down the wrong path and to, and whether or not the people who do believe in a religion, and that is the only thing that motivates them to be a good person, I think is better than the alternative of, for the people who don't believe and have no faith in any kind of way in any sort of a higher power. I'm not even talking about, Jesus or God, or if you're a Christian or Buddha or Hindu or whatever you are. Well, you get it. You fucking get it. It's, those who believe in something generally do walk a better path than those who are just kind of just like, oh, when I die, it's just gonna be nothing, it makes me angry and scared. It goes back to what we talked about before with fear and all that kind of shit. So I feel like that is also a really big part of that. But I think, I think religious talk, I'm going to say specifically for another episode. So that's kind of, I didn't want to just be like, I'm going to diss God and not talk about God, even though obviously it's a big fucking part of everything. But whether you believe that or not, I think, energetically, it has to be true to some extent. But again, that's another conversation for another time. I just wanted to make that last point to be like, I think, the lack of faith, the lack of belief, the lack of anything like that, but then they'll believe like these crazy conspiracies and such. It's like that also adds to the bullshit, the lack of understanding, like we've said before, the lack of awareness, like we've said before, the lack of experience, like we said before. So I think that was the last point I wanted to make. I just wanted to squeeze it in here real quick. I didn't want to fucking stretch it out for too long again, because I want to make a whole other episode on faith and all that kind of stuff for a whole nother, probably the next one, honestly, because I probably should have done the fucking first one, to be real with you, but it is what it is now. It's fucking too late, but I just had these kind of like things in my phone to be like, we should talk about this or that or this or that, but I think, faith is a really good one, and we will definitely do that next time. But if you haven't fucking watched this long, holy shit, you rock. You're awesome. You stuck with me for now, what is it, 34, probably going on to 35, 36 minutes. Hey, I appreciate you. Again, this is, as you can probably tell, it's like a podcast kind of talk thing, and I'm just gonna fucking talk about shit. And, maybe one day we'll have, like, other people or something or another. But, for now, I think this is kind of my style. Off the cuff, raw, just unedited, here you go. And if you rock with that, then fucking hell yeah, dude. If not, well, oh well. But, yeah, so, subscribe, do all the fucking YouTube things. You know what's up. I mean, fuck. I'm sure it's not your first YouTube goddamn experience. But, yeah. I mean, we'll probably, I'm going to try to do these weekly, and I'm going to try to find a specific day. I'm thinking maybe Sundays. Maybe Sundays or something. I'll start, really getting into a schedule with these and posting these weekly on Sundays. But we'll see. Maybe Saturday, Sunday, probably on the weekend, I think. Probably one of the weekend days. I'll try to really hone in on a consistent schedule of when to get these out and whatnot. But no, yeah, if you've watched this long, I fucking really appreciate you. That's awesome. I loves yous. I loves yous. And, I will fucking see you in the next one, I guess. I don't fucking know. Streaming makes more sense to me as I'm actually saying goodbye to people. Right now I'm looking at a fucking screen talking to myself. Saying goodbye to myself. It feels weird. Well, see y'all in the next one.